Hello, guys. Good morning. Happy coffee talk. Coffee this morning is in my Bumblebee mug that my really good friend Jessica gave me for Christmas this year. It's the best mug. It's got like this etched honeycomb with flowers and a bee. It looks like a tattoo, and I think I might make it a tattoo and put it somewhere. I haven't had a tattoo in a couple years, so I'm kind of due for it. I need to extend my arm a little bit down. It goes from if you've never seen my tattoo, it goes from the top of my shoulder down to about my elbow. And then I have one on my side. Fun fact, I didn't get my first tattoo until I was 30. And so I was a late bloomer in the tattoo category. But this mug inspires me of like a really cool tattoo. And I'm drinking Black Rifle coffee. So let's dive in. Actually, real quick reminder, my 28-day coaching program starts really soon. So if you would like to participate, you need to sign up before tomorrow night because I'm closing the doors tomorrow at midnight because we're going to do goal setting calls this week. So if you are ready to build off of the Progressive Muscles and Movement Challenge, or if you just need some help and some coaching, I want to encourage you to join this program. So I will be coaching you through the next month. We're going to work on nutrition. You're going to have a workout plan. You're going to have daily accountability. You're going to have support every step of the way. The goal is to help you see some significant progress. Typically, participants lose between 4 and 6 pounds in that 1 month time frame. It just varies based on the person and your goals. But my goal is to get you progress. And so if you feel like you could use a jump start, you want to see what coaching feels like, you want to work with me, then sign up for that group. It will close either when all 20 spots fill, because that's all I can take on my calendar, or tomorrow night at midnight, which is Wednesday night at midnight. So I'll put the link in the bio, the show notes, all the places, but be sure to sign up if you need that in your life, which I know some of you do. So coffee talk topic for today is based off something that I've shared in Fit Me for a really long time. It's this concept of it's not your birthday. So I was just having a conversation with a friend and who's also a nutrition coach, and we were talking about how sometimes people think about they want to get started with doing something like, well, I can't do that because this month there's a lot of birthdays coming up and there's a lot of things that are, I've got to go to that are other people's things. And I remember this being a consistent problem from people when they would first join Fit Me, because they would go to work and it'd be like somebody else's birthday and they would bring cookies or cake and they would feel obligated to have the cookies or cake. Or it would be somebody else's graduation and they have to go to the thing and somebody else's thing. And it was just this never ending occasion party situation where they felt obligated to have treats and snacks for somebody else's thing. And I remember saying to these people, like, this was a client, but we had this in a group conversation. I was like, it's not your birthday. If it's your birthday, well, then celebrate, enjoy the cake, enjoy the cookies and the sweet treat, and just own it. It's your birthday, celebrate. But everybody else's occasion does not have to be your occasion. And that's a really hard thing because socially and culturally, we have been taught the exact opposite. Ever since we were little kids, we've been like, go to somebody's birthday party, here's everybody's cake, and like go to somebody's thing, and here's everybody's thing. And we've just been taught that this is how we need to interact. But the problem is that that's not bad if it's not costing you anything. If you want to have the cake and you want to have the cookies, great, do it. But if it's costing you something, if you actually don't want it and you're doing it anyway because you feel socially obligated, then that is why there's a problem. So again, you can have all the cake and cookies you want. If it's not costing you anything, it's not hurting you, then go ahead and do it. But if you are working on your goals, so say you're trying to get in shape, you're trying to get your healthy habits in order, and every time you have a cookie or a treat, it throws you off for a couple of days because it brings back the sugar dragon. Well, guess what? It's costing you something, and it's not your birthday. It's their birthday. You're giving them your time and attention just by showing up to the event. Like, that's cool. You also can just say, no, thanks. I don't feel really, I don't feel good when I eat that. And so I'm just going to like have this over here. I'm not going to have any today. You completely have the right to say that. And sometimes deciding in advance that this is going to be one of those occasions where I'm going to go, I want to support so-and-so. I'm happy to be here, but I'm not going to have the nonsense because I don't even want it. And I'm just going to do it so that they don't feel bad that I didn't have a piece of cake. Like, that is something that we need to let go of. That's something that we probably, again, we learned that as kids and then we've adopted that into adulthood, but it's costing us something. And I always illustrate this by imagining like you're at the office party, right? And it's somebody's birthday and they brought in this cake. It's not even the good cake. It's not even the one you would be super jazzed about, right? It's the grocery store cake, the one that has like the 14-inch layer of icing on it that's not even that good icing. and you see that they're cutting it and they're starting to pass it around, right? And you're like, ugh, I don't even want it, but I don't want to be that person, you know? I don't want to be that person that doesn't take it, and I don't want to explain to people that I'm trying to eat healthy, and so whatever. And so you take the cake and you start to eat a bite. And so then you watch, and then 3 people down from you, the cake is still being passed. Somebody's like, no thanks, and it just goes to the next person. And nobody says anything or nobody thinks anything. And you think to yourself, what? Why did that person get to say no and I didn't say no? Like, what's, they had the ability to say no and I didn't. Now they get to say no and I'm sitting here eating this cake. Like, what's wrong with me? Is it my willpower? Is it the fact that I won't stand up for myself? What is it? And I think what it is again, we just give into these social pressures and think that we are obligated to do what everyone else is doing all the time, but we're not. And one of the most freeing things that you can do around creating a healthy lifestyle is know that you can take care of you and you do not have to do what everybody else wants you to do. And you could make your own way. So for example, you could go to the party and just say, no, I don't want the cake, not into it. And you know what? You'll be the person that people will be like, oh, I wish I was like her and could just say no. Because that's what we do. We look at the person 3 people down who just said no. We're like, why can't I be like that person and just say no? What's wrong with me? You can be that person. And so 1, understanding that it's not your birthday. It's okay to say no, especially if it's something you don't want, especially if it's costing you something, especially if you're only doing it because of social pressure. It is 100% okay to learn the language of saying no. And I say learn the language of saying no because if you are a people pleaser, then you're going to have to practice. And I've had to practice this, and so you're going to have to practice. But you will get comfortable and confident saying no, thank you. My go-to is no thanks. I don't feel really good when I eat that, and so I'm not going to have any today. Most people leave you alone when you say if something doesn't make you feel good. They just do. They leave you alone. Other times you just say no thanks and don't justify it at all. I've learned that women, we tend to justify everything. Oh my God, but I already had this earlier today, and hey, I want to have that later. And so we're like explaining the whole situation when all you have to do is say no thanks. You do not have to justify why you're saying no thanks. No thanks. And pass it on. You don't have to justify it. And so learning to feel like, hey, I don't have to give you 75 reasons why I'm not doing that can be really helpful. The other thing is make sure you think about it in advance. Do I really want this? Is it costing me something? Is it going to give me satisfaction and joy? Is it adding to my life? Because sometimes the answer could be yes, right? And that's okay too. You could go and say, you know what? It's my daughter's 4th birthday and it's not my birthday, but I'm so excited to have this cake with her. It is going to be the best. I made this cake. I'm pumped about having it. We're going to have this special day. By all means, have the freaking cake. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to choose. I want you to choose with open eyes when you are going to have a treat and why, and then enjoy it. Go all in, enjoy it. Be present in the moment. Don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty. You're going to get right back to your habits soon. So it goes both ways. You don't have to wait till your birthday, but I just want you to say, okay, I really am going to enjoy that. And I want to share this thing with you and I'm pumped about it. Then do it. That's perfect. That's exactly how to enjoy a treat. That's exactly how to enjoy an occasion. I'm specifically talking about those other times, and you know what I'm talking about. That you are obligated to go to umpty billion parties and you feel like you have to eat what everybody else is eating because you're not ready to stand up for yourself and say that you don't want to. That's what I'm talking about. Because that is a problem. That is something that we have to address in ourselves. That is an opportunity for growth and change where becoming the person who lives a healthy lifestyle is the path to getting there is also becoming the person that is comfortable saying no, thank you. We have to become a different person. If we are living an unhealthy lifestyle, we are the person that lives an unhealthy lifestyle. If we want to live a healthy lifestyle and have a fit and healthy and happy body, we have to become a person who does that. Part of becoming a person who is that is someone who does the things that that kind of person does. And one of those things is saying no thank you when we don't want a sweet treat because it's not your birthday. And you can say that, hey, it's not my birthday. I'm not even going to have a treat today. I'm not into it. Again, don't have to justify it, but you could explain it that way. And so I also apply this rule to eating out. So this is just a tiny bit like of a deviation from this topic, but it still applies. I know a lot of people who eating out is a part of their lifestyle. Okay. And that could be you. I'm not saying you have to change it. I'm just saying it's a Tuesday night. It's not your birthday. You don't need like the gourmet ravioli for dinner. You don't. That could be the treat that you have on your birthday. But if you are somebody who has to eat out as a general rule, I would encourage you to treat it like a Fit Me plate. Be like, what can I get at this restaurant or this spot that is protein, that's vegetables, that's a quality carb, and that's going to make like my stomach feel full and my body feel energized, and then I don't feel like crap. You know why? Because it's just Tuesday night. It's not your birthday. It's not Christmas. It's not one of those things. So just choose like you would at home. And then again, own that decision. Just because you're out to eat with people doesn't mean you have to have a cocktail, doesn't mean you have to have dessert, doesn't mean you have to splurge. Just because you're out to eat and that's a part of your lifestyle and you're sharing that dinner with other people doesn't mean you have to do those things. Again, some people feel confident saying no thank you or choosing quality choices on the menu, and some people are still living in that place where you're worried about what other people are going to say and think and feel. And I get it. I've been there, but this is the skill set to develop. So you're not going to flip a switch overnight. You need to practice. Practice saying no thanks. Practice ordering with confidence. Practice saying like, hey, this food makes me feel good. That food doesn't. Practice saying like, I'm just going to enjoy a treat another time. Not into it today. Practice saying, I'm not drinking. It's a Tuesday, Whatever it is, you practice standing up for yourself to create the life and the body that you want. This is going to pay you dividends. And so although this episode's kind of funny because we used to joke and Fit Me and say we were making shirts that say it's not my birthday or it's not your birthday, it's really true. And so the next time you're getting past a piece of cake that you do not want to eat, it's an opportunity for you to practice. No thanks. Pass it on. And think about occasions in advance. I like to think about, hey, am I going into this knowing that I'm probably not going to have treats here because it's not my thing? I usually can tell in advance. And then I can other times decide this is going to be so great. Like I'm super looking forward to so-and-so's carrot cake. I never get that. And I can't wait to have a cocktail with my friend, whatever. You can look forward to those occasions too and lean into those knowing that you chose them and that you're not just like blowing in the breeze of everybody else's occasion. Because guess what? It's somebody's birthday every freaking day. Every day. Are you going to eat cake every day? Maybe. If that is how we choose. Because it's always going to be somebody's birthday. There's always going to be a party. There's always going to be a reason why someone else wants you to deviate from your goals. And so if you want to achieve your goals, then this is the path. Learning to say, no thanks. Here's what I want. Here's what I need. Here's what makes my body feel good. And it's not about those other people. And you know what? Sometimes people are going to push back and be like, well, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. That's their problem. It's not your problem. When you go to bed tonight, it's your body that you're going to bed next to. Or inside. I don't know how that works. But it's not them. This is your body. And so if they push back, that's their problem. They will need to figure their own crap out. They're probably projecting their shenanigans on you. They probably wish they would have said no, but they didn't, so they're going to put it on you. They got some work to do. You're doing the work. And you can take a little bit of joy in knowing that. So if you need help with this, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I would love to hear how this plays out in your life. If you need a little bit of encouragement, if you're going into one of these situations or settings in which this would be helpful and you just need a little like high five before you go, message me on Instagram. I would love to do that for you. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Fit Me Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. If you're not a part of our Facebook group yet, come on over to Facebook, search Fit Me Community, request to join the group. I'll add you there. That's where all the fun happens. If you're trying to get started, you want to make those first couple of steps, that's the place in the Fit Me Community Facebook group. And if you've made those first couple steps, it's time to make the next one. Jump into my 28-day group. I will coach you for the next 28 days. Let's do the thing. Let's make some progress, and I will see you there. Take care. Bye.